Kix, obviously part of the Boomnaughty staff, rocking down with the Hilde, and Trey has actually been playing a lot of Hamaru recently. And I know these two play a lot. They play almost every single day, so there's going to be a lot of kind of like mind games between the two of them. And I said Hamaru, but he's playing.
Yeah, massive mind games just based on the cast.
Yeah, this is
So this is actually Okadan versus a cat.
Yes, it is. And it's Americat, and I guess it's, Trey's Canadian, so I guess it's Canadian Okadan or something. I don't know.
Who do you think would win in a fight, an owl or a cat?
Ooh, probably an owl.
Why?
They're like fast and can fly and birds of prey type thing.
Yeah, people seem to forget that the owl is a bird of prey.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that he's definitely using the 1KB quite a lot, because Hilde's punish on hit and really on block really isn't the most impressive thing in the world.
No, it's not, and it's kind of he can kind of disrespect the situation if he goes into stance, right, with the missed BB.
I also like the fact that he crouched to do a from crouch B, which kind of projecting the potential low because he had been using it so much. Shades of JJJ in Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah, the wall rising B from Mitsurugi in this game is super wide and retracts like crazy, so you can get those big counter hit lethal hits. Speaking of lethal hits, though, gonna get the 3B lethal hit, but dropping the combo.
Now it's just a girl in exercise clothes, but with a cat head on. It's one of the main reasons why I don't particularly like Cass.
That's a big power down, but look at that tattoo on her inner thigh there, the 1776, repping true patriotism.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Is that like a big meme of Soul Calibur? Is that we always have 1776 on our stuff?
Yeah, especially when they're like Americanized.
Huh.
It also is Americanized. It's a wall combo.
Oh, you didn't get the just frame. It would have been pretty cool to see that. Easily the most Americanized thing that the Soul Calibur community has ever done is when Party Wolf wore a Captain America suit to, I think it was an NEC when the French showed up, and when we were able to eliminate the entirety of the French community from the top 8, and it was only American players, he had regular clothes, and he took like his Captain America hoodie, and he started like waving it around, and a handful of us got up and we did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Did that really happen?
Yes. I was one of the main people who inspired it, because we were watching the match where if this person was out, then it would only be Americans for like top 3 or 4, and I was next to Blue Boy, and I think Blue Boy was like, "Yo guys, when this guy loses, we should like do the Pledge of Allegiance," and I was like, "This is a great idea."
I'm so happy that happened, and now you're sharing it with us. But,
yeah.
Okay, there we go, getting the just frames with the Hilde hitbox. Not gonna fully connect, and not gonna get the combo, unfortunately.
Character that's probably the least played character in the series so far is Hilde in Soul Calibur 6, but the fact that both of these guys play against each other as much as you said leads me to believe that the amount of character unfamiliarity is significantly lessened in this particular matchup of players than it would normally be.
Yeah, definitely. Treycon, though, he does play a decent amount of characters. He plays the Mitsurugi, he plays the Siegfried, plays the Hamaru.
So anybody with a sword.
That's a common theme in Soul Calibur games.
Astro.
I mean, axes are just funny swords. They're like small swords. They're like daggers. Small swords.
Necrid.
Alright, but there's that lethal hit we were talking about a little bit earlier. Alright, you got me.
Yeah, I did. How does it feel to get got?
You know what? Didn't like it at all. Just as much as Kix is not gonna like losing this round right here.
I tried hard to set you up for a transition. It's like, how does it feel to get got? And then you could have been like, I don't like it just as much as I'm sure Hilde doesn't like getting got by that combo and ending the round for the second game.
I feel like we were kind of on the same wavelength in that situation. Yep. That's exactly what I did. And going for the relic GI there. Didn't get anything out of it, but it's recovers so quickly. Able to get the soul charge off.
Yeah, I just feel like Kix really needs to try and calm it down. He's taking a handful of situations kind of like this. I mean, I know he has meter spent, but the fact of the matter, look, I'm not an expert on Hilde, but I would imagine the way that Hilde wins this matchup is by camping it out against Mitsurugi, not going in against Mitsurugi.
Yeah, I think this is one of the... Wow.
Shades of Soul
Alright.
Calibur 5 Mitsu hitboxes.
Right? Like, that was
Ew.
absolutely crazy. And the Death Brace in CE.
I would actually argue that probably was supposed to be a soul
attack.
charge or soul attack, yeah.
Yeah, probably doesn't.
I don't know for sure, because there was a sidestep in there, but yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty convincing from Treycon. You know, he would take these first 2 games. I think you were definitely correct in the what you noticed about Kix. He needs to kind of slow it down and kind of play a little bit more to Hilde's range side. Because in this matchup, Mitsurugi doesn't really have a lot of range. He has some decent approach tools, but even then, they're kind of a disadvantage on guard, and you can try and hit him as he's coming in. I feel like Kix, from when I play Kix, he feels like he kind of struggles when you kind of play in that mid-range between where Hilda's verticals are really good and where her horizontals are really good. So in that weird kind of range where Trey was just at, I feel like Kix kind of struggles.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame if that's the case, because if there's one thing that you are going to be dealing with a lot when you're playing as Hilde, it's going to be a situation like that.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like he isn't familiar with the strings, very similar to most people nowadays.
Yeah, people, I mean, I get hit by that still. And it's only -12, that string. That's so crazy good. It does a big grip of damage.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like Kix is having a tough time understanding when he's supposed to press buttons. I find that the times that he's pressing buttons, well, he's doing a little bit better now. He is able to, like, get some whiff opportunities to happen, but he's not actually getting any damage. See, that's the second time that he was able to fully sidestep a Mitsurugi coming in. What is that? I mean, the amount of time that it took me to say that sentence, Mitsurugi whiffed like 5 more times, but there was no damage dealt, and so I mean, just anything, an AA or something.
Yeah, 2A, any sort of thing, like a C5A, but yeah, he kind of just let Trey whiff in his face and just like kind of like right here. Oh, but there we go, and finally getting the whiff punish on the sidestep. He was respecting Mist way too much in that first round.
There's definitely seems to be a thing where Kix feels comfortable going for something when it's like a purely neutral kind of situation, but the second he gets hit by something like a 2-way, he completely freezes up, and the Mitsurugi player is able to use that as an opportunity to start whatever he wants. Ugh, it doesn't duck that high.
Yeah, like we're seeing here, but a great shoulder check, blocking the low, just opts for a throw instead. Okay.
Okay, well, it was a bit ambitious.
To say the least, going for like an I-50 mid.
Yeah.
Like full screen.
But at least it's hard to see, right? It's not like heavily projected through the body language of the character.
Yeah, online I-50 mids.
Yeah.
Oh wow, just the stare down. Trey pulling the trigger on the 1KB in Soul Charge.
Mitsurugi doing a spinneroonie.
I hate that. I hate that you said that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mutiny on the inputs. Gets that 1KB on hit again.
Oh, doesn't get the block punish though. A little late. Maybe getting a little unfamiliarity, which interesting that these players play a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's character unfamiliarity. It just seems like overall hesitation from Kix. I really wish that he felt more comfortable. He's playing too much, as I always call it, like hot potato, where it's like, okay, I get to do a move, and now my opponent gets to do a move, and then I get to do a move, and my opponent gets to do a move, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. that doesn't have to be that way at all. You can be obnoxious about this, you know?
Yes, it can, and I think that's one thing that Kix can struggle with. Is just kind of like willing to take his turn back, right? Like do something and then do another option. GI, or just do a random CE on the run up.
It was a solid timing. Like he definitely saw. I would argue that was one of the a prime example of the fact that these guys have played against each other a lot. Oh no, not sidestepping that. What? I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of spaghetti happening.
Is it though? Because it seems like they're like styling on like each other. And it's confusing.
Yeah, this could be just 2 players that play against each other a lot, so they're kind of just going for these like obscure options to throw each other off, right?
Zubaz, do you know Okadan's story, like the lore of Okadan?
I know that he was like similar to Edgemaster and like mastering like every weapon style, and then him and Edgemaster fought to like a stalemate.
Yeah, but before he got imprisoned. Do you know about that?
Oh yeah, he was like flaunting off like some gods or something, and then they're like, "Well, fine, you're gonna beat us. We're gonna curse you with an owl head."
Well, initially they sent down a messenger who was like the owl, like messenger of the gods. He was like, "Hey, you need to calm down with this." And then Okandan killed him.
And then they made him an owl. Damn.
Yeah, just as a crude way, a very poetically ironic way akin to gods of that era. He's also the oldest character in the game. It's like 5,000 years older than Zasumo.
That's true. Now, do you think that really made him really frustrated and angry when he got the owl head?
I've never been a bird of prey, so I can't say for sure.
All right. Well, I was just thinking because, you know, of the player Okadan's wrath. Maybe that's why he's so angry.
I think he's just the embodiment of his wrath. I'm sure any character... I'm sure any character, you know, you could... Well, not even necessarily any fighting game character. It could be any person. If you just take everything that's wrathful about them and you slap them into another human being, well, it's going to be that way. You could do that with anybody.
That's fair.
Okay.
Owls are naturally wrathful creatures.
I do apologize for not talking about the match all that much, but if I'm completely honest, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's happening.
Ran up 6-6 Bs.
It's not even just that. It's like, so for instance, B plus K there. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why it hit.
A raw B plus K counter hit into like
earlier in the round.
Damage.
Yeah, earlier in the round, Kix did the vintage sidestep a second, then sidestep the other direction, then backstep, forward step, backstep, left sidestep into nothing, and I was like, okay, well, a lot of that stuff happened.
It's called Nooch. I wouldn't expect you to get it.
No, I wouldn't. I don't get that. I don't get owls. I don't get cats. I don't get pajamas.
Are you an underwear guy, Jay? Is that what you rock when you go to bed?
I refuse to answer that question.
Legally?
I mean, legally, metaphorically, emotionally, spiritually.
That's fair enough. Wow, and Kix not going to be blocking the second hit of the 3BB.
So the third hit of that, well, sort of Brave Edge kind of thing when Mitsu's Soul Charge is a mid. You can step it if you block the second two hits.
Yeah, you get a big whip punish on it. Kix just went for the wall rising uppercut there. Trey is just like, it feels like Trey is just throwing out.
Yeah, he's just doing stuff.
These big buttons, and Kix is just not really doing anything about it. He's not like trying to space it out with like the amazing backstep that Hilde has. He's not trying to like go for these like whiff punishes, and he's not disrespecting Trey's turns, right? Like Trey will go for a negative option on block and then just keep pressing buttons because Kix is, like, as you said before, he's just kind of just freezing up.
Yeah, I think it's significantly more the last thing that you were talking about. Though it is true that he's not necessarily spacing out as much, I just feel like Hill could be a significantly bigger bully than how he's playing it, both on hit and on block. If he's spacing it out appropriately, maybe he just needs to get a little bit more familiar with Mitsu's frames. Then and then also significantly more capitalization on the punishes that he is dropping.
Yeah, definitely. Hilde has really, really high damage, but we're not really seeing it from Kix, right? He's going for these like kind of pokes, but the pokes aren't leading to anything.
Yeah.
Right.
It seems like maybe he's he's being a little bit too interested in some like slower kind of mix-ups. But again, until you condition your opponent to worry about that sort of thing, he's not going to. I saw that back turn B plus K coming from 13,000 miles away.
Yeah, you know, you fight him against Mitsurugi through multiple games, and you're just like, all right.
Or if I don't know, maybe you played Mitsurugi in a previous iteration of the game for like 8 years or whatever.
Yeah, it's like whenever your back turn is Mitsurugi, it's just like you're contractually obligated to go for the B plus K, right?
Yeah, it's the same with Amy.
Yes, exactly. It's like Siegfried and back turn. You have to go for the stance.
I appreciate the block, but you didn't get a punish. That's unfortunate.
I know that this man doing strings out here, and Trey just running, is able to fully run in against Kix. Kix did not do anything. He's not doing anything to like even contest Trey running in.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's making some of these big-time reads on some of the stuff that is significantly higher risk from the Mitsu player, but he's just not getting rewarded for it. I get just weird hitboxes from Hill. But at the same time, he doesn't necessarily have to go for like, these gigantic reads. I mean, for instance, the 1A, surely Hill has the range. I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that Hill has the range to punish that kind of thing, even if it's perfectly spaced. But he does get a pretty big hit here, which is nice.
Yeah, the 1K or the 1A from Mitsurugi is only -12, and most characters in the game do struggle to punish it just because of the knockback on it. But okay, going with the hell sweeps.
Yeah, Mitsu activates Soul Charge and then immediately gets hell sweeps.
Yeah, looking at Shades of Tekken 7 with the unsteppable hell sweeps. Speaking of unsteppable hell sweeps, Trey going in, 3B lethal hit, big just frames, not gonna ring out, but it's gonna be a lot of damage.
The old hop to stay in place, which actually wasn't that bad of an idea, simply because Kix was at the wall, so he couldn't have really rolled away to a successful degree, and so that would have probably beat like something like a wake up 2A or something. Interesting. I don't think I've seen this combo before.
It goes for Oki off of that. That was a really decent mix-up situation, and wow, Trey is just going in so hard in this round. It feels like he's just not guessing wrong at all in any of these mix-ups.
Well, at this point, it just seems like Kix is kind of giving up the idea of trying to block or deal with the mix-ups appropriately. Especially in that last round, I really kind of feel like he gave up and was just like, I'm going to wake up with a button, and I'm going to hope that it works, and if it doesn't, I just lose.
Yeah.
So now I feel like it's going to be a matter of which player is going to be able to use their... never mind. But I thought it was going to be about who uses their meter more effectively.
Yeah, popping Soul Charge here. I think, Kix is kind of just respecting Trey's options a lot. He finally disrespected him with the shoulder tackle, but it could be a symptom of too little too late. Trey up 4 games, trying to close it out with this last round, popping his own Soul Charge, and Mitsurugi's Soul Charge does so much damage.
If he gets this right and he actually has the opportunity to use it.
Right,
so I appreciate like a bigger backstep. Okay, nice. So that's not going to do it, I don't think.
No,
so Mitsu is going to get an opportunity to use his Soul Charge potentially.
Or even get a block punish if Kix does something -14, right? Okay. And that could have been it. Backing up. Left him away.
Okay.
Okay. Kix finally putting something on the board. Let's see if he can make this comeback, right? We saw Treycon take 4 games in a row, and it's totally possible for Kix to come back with 4 games as well, right?
I think a large portion of it is going to depend upon if the Mitsurugi player wants to continue to play wacky, let's say.
Yeah.
So if he decides to continue to do that and he waits a little bit too long to the point where Kix catches up, then he might start feeling a little bit, he might get a little bit shaky when it comes to how he's supposed to continue the set. I feel like if he starts playing a little bit more straight at the moment, things will work out a little bit better for him.
Oh my goodness.
And this is also just the problem, is that Kix is just has not had a lot of success of understanding when to block and or like where to block and stuff like that. I would argue that one of the best things you could potentially do is to like roll around on the ground. Because even if you were to get hit by Mitsu 3B, even if he has Soul Charge, Mitsu 3B, you're going to get hit a little bit and then you're going to be able to like, roll away.
Yeah, that was a really weird whiff. Trying to catch him out with the wall rising B, but Kix not gonna give him any of it. So many stare downs, and there's that wall rising B.
But they're still using like movement and slight ducks in it as well. It's confounding me.
This could be a situation, Jay, where it's just like these players, they literally play every single day.
Yeah, I guess.
For like huge long sets.
Or I'm just not very good, and I'm not good at understanding what is in their heads.
Hey, you know what? It's not our job to understand. It's just our job to, like, say words.
Well, I mean, you could argue that both of them are, two sides of the same coin.
You know what? That's also fair. Nice. Going for the run-up slide.
You can duck that high.
Yes, you can, but, could be unfamiliarity with just the string. Just disrespecting. I like Kix disrespecting with the shoulder tackle.
He's so hesitant. Kix is freezing up in so many places where, like, if he would just be willing to press a button when he's sidestepping some of these verticals. Again, it's probably up to character unfamiliarity like you talked about. See, like, right there, for one, Kix has always ducked in that situation, but for two, if he had just rolled there,